Greetings, Xanadumirs, Dominions, and Doomentites all around the world. I am Dictor Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, and I'm here today with another Super Chat Square-Up. I think we're up to Volume 10 now, because of the generosity of all of you guys who are really keeping me on the map here and allowing me to do this thing full-time. And I just want to thank every single one of you for that and for your patience and for supporting my channel. And that said, let us go ahead and get right to it because as you know, my friends, we leave no super chats behind on this channel. All right, so let us go. This is from our Thursday afternoon live stream last week. And our first super chat of the day is Mr. Samuel Platium with a $1.99 super chat. Thank you, Samuel. He says, have you ever watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhoods? No, Samuel, I have not. I'm sorry to tell you, I started to read the manga, but I've just not had a chance. But I will check it out. I have been wanting to see Full Metal Alchemist for a while. I think it sounds really cool, and I will get on that, my friend. Thank you so much. Carl Manvers, one of my Legionnaires from New Zealand with a $5 New Zealand super chat. Thank you, Carl. And Carl says, the recent trend, Game of Thrones actors telling fans to go fuck themselves. Perhaps they might regret doing that when boycotts reduce their residuals. I think so. I think already maybe Jon Snow regrets it a little bit as Kit Harington got checked into rehab recently. But that actually probably has more to do with the pressures of shooting, but also I think the massive disappointment. I mean, he described it as disappointing. I think he was a bit heartbroken, and I sympathize. You know, I just wish he hadn't have told us to basically go fuck ourselves. We're consumers and we have the right to our opinions. So, Kit, dude, I wish you well. I hope that you are recovering, but you should just stay out of these things, you know? Don't leap to the defense of something that you know full well we're in the right on, just to appeal to your bosses or whatever. I mean, it's just not a good thing to do. And all it does is make us call you out, as I did, because, you know, you tell us to go fuck ourselves or say, no, fuck you, fuck us, fuck you. That's what I say. Thank you, Carl Manvers. Psychodwarf9 with a $5 super chat. Hail, Legionnaire. And Psychodwarf9 says, just was counseling two co-workers. I'm about an hour and a half behind. Don't care when it hits. You are not alone. You are appreciated. Thank you, Psychodwarf9. I'm feeling a little bit depressed today as I record this. I saw Godzilla, King of the Monsters last night. And I always have to tell the truth. I know that I'm going to get shit for this. And I had no idea that I was the only one of the fandom menace that didn't like this goddamn thing. But I hated it. I hated the fuck out of it. And I have to tell the truth. I have to tell the truth. I was biased going in to love it. I was hoping to love it. I was like hell-bent on loving this damn thing, and it let me down. It let me down. It just violated the simplest things that I ask of a monster movie, and it just, God, it just broke my heart, dude. And then I have to go ahead and post it, and then people who I guess like shaky cam shit say that it was good. And you know, having lots of dislikes and stuff. Well, whatever. Look, it's the truth. I hated it, and that's the way it is. And anyway, I appreciate you saying I'm not alone, and I'm appreciated, because right now I'm feeling pretty down. Thank you, Psychodwarf9, for being there. See, I did this Super Chat Square-Up just exactly at the right time. Kenny Leone with a £2 Super Chat. And Kenny doesn't say anything, just pops that into the donation till. Kenny, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. You keep us afloat on this channel, Kenny. Thank you so very much, sir. And he didn't say anything, just left me the tip, so thank you. Captain Spaceman 1, same thing. He just comes through and tosses $2 into my helmet that's turned upside down and has a few dollar bills in it. Thank you, Captain Spaceman 1. It just doesn't say anything, but man, every bit helps. Thank you so much. Lord Cabrito with 50 ARS. 50 ARS, Argentinian retro shells. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Whatever the amount, it is very much appreciated. And I want to say thank you, Lord Cabrito. He says, Hail Doomcock. Now it's official. Babylon 5 is the best show about an ancient evil returning while people fight each other. I agree. I agree 100%. And even Babylon 5 didn't quite live up to what, J. Michael Straczynski wanted. Michael, I forget his name, Michael O'Hare. He had to check out. I always wondered why they replaced, his character, and it broke my heart. It just broke my heart that he was gone. But it was because Sinclair, not because Straczynski wanted to replace Sinclair, but basically because he had some personal problems. And he's gone now, and it's sad. But, they carried on as best they could. And in general, I think it was a great show. And it didn't let us down in the same way that Game of Thrones did. And for that, I salute J. Michael Straczynski. I wish he was doing more. I miss the guy. Thank you, Lord Cabrito. Glenn's girlfriend. Glenn's girlfriend is here with a $2 super chat. Thank you, miss. And Glenn's girlfriend says, commemorative Game of Thrones Season 8, Season of Our Discontent t-shirt? I'll think about that. I think people actually are sick to death of Game of Thrones. Just sick to death of it. I don't think the people click on the... I mean, I did a great ending for the series, and not a lot of people have seen it. So I don't know that a lot of people would do a t-shirt at this point, but I will think about it, Glenn's girlfriend. Thank you so much for that super chat. Brother Malachi with a $5 super chat. Hail, Brother Malachi, and thank you, my friend. He says, have you seen the Midnight's Edge video on Season 8? He went into depth on this train wreck. Winter came, but one of discontent. Yes, I have, and I thought that it was a pretty good video. It really was. I think that there are other reasons why this thing went south. I may make that video. I've been working on it, and Mitch Tebow, actually, one of my Legionnaires and close friends, brought up some brilliant points about this stuff that I'd really like to get out there, even though I don't know that a lot of people will watch it. But sometimes you just have to do the right thing and make a good video, even if there's not a whole lot of audience for it, and I think that's what I'm going to do. Now is the winter of our discontent made glorious summer by the son of York. Yeah, nothing's going to make this winter of our discontent better. It is what it is. But if you are still lacking and you haven't listened yet, go and check out my personal ending for Game of Thrones. I think it might make you feel better. Thank you, Brother Malachi. Basil is here with a $2 Canadian super chat. Hail, Basil. Thank you, my friend and Legionnaire. And Basil says, my liege, I'm at a loss, as I know zero about Game of Thrones. Keep knowing zero. That's my advice. Just keep knowing zero about it. You'll be much better for it in the end, my friend. Without a doubt, you will be much, much better for it in the end. Thank you, Basil. James Hamblin with a £9.99 £9.99 super chat, basically. Nearly £10 super chat. And James Hamblin, I'm not with the £9.99, something like that. I'm not sure what the nomenclature would be. Anyway, James, thank you, sir. And he says, James Hamblin says, hail, Lord Doomcock. Your tirades against STD ease the pain of my favorite franchise being run into the ground. Shout out for the guys at Messy Desk Interactive and their Orville Interactive game. Yes, I've heard about that. I actually have heard about that, and I find it very interesting. I have to go and check it out. I don't have a lot of spare time in my life, sadly, but that's something I owe to myself, to go and just have fun and run around the Orville. So I'm planning on doing that in the near future. Thank you, sir. Here's Captain Spaceman 1 again with a $10 super chat. Hail, Captain, and thank you, sir. He says, crap, goofed the first super chat. Oh, man, I'm sorry, dude. I'm so sorry. I appreciate you doing that. I'm sorry that it goofed it, but I'm glad you're back. And Captain Spaceman 1 says, crap, goofed the first super chat, so here is another. Seems like all sorts of fandoms are losing out in quality content because identity politics is just getting everywhere. I agree 100%, man. Even in Godzilla, dude. even in Godzilla, there was, an annoying strain of that stuff going on. Everywhere, everywhere, they are more concerned with getting out their identity politics and their political points than they are in crafting a well written narrative. And we suffer for it, we fans. Basically, now when we're going in to see these damn things, even in the fucking trailers, man. Yeah, the trailer before Godzilla today, it was just horrible. There's this movie about like these women in the 70s or 80s that like these housewives of made guys that go away and they like take over the rackets and basically become like the terror mafia. And it's Melissa McCarthy. Oh my God, it's just that same shit. Everything you can do, I can do better. It's like, oh God. It's just nauseating. It's so stupid. It's so shallow. It's just ridiculous that a bunch of amateurs could move in on the mob and take over, much less a bunch of housewives, dude. This is the delusional, insane times we're living in. I just, Captain Spaceman 1. I don't know what to do about it. It's very disturbing. Thank you, Captain Spaceman 1. You are absolutely correct. It is not seeming like that's happening. It actually is, and you are sane to see it. Thank you, Captain. Ray Young 74, or Ra Young. It might be Ray Young, Ra Young. You say Ray Young, I say Ra Young 74 with a £2 super chat. Thank you, sir. And he says, we are number 1. You are number 6. Yes, well, I am not a number. I am a free man. So I can own that. That's basically how it feels. Basically, the entirety of number 6's world is, in a sense, number 1. And he is separate. He is number 6. I think that you have kind of summed up the prisoner in one sentence, Ray Young 74, and I thank you for that. I thank you for the super chat. And I thank you, sir, for your perspicacity. I think you're awesome. Basil, with a $5 Canadian super chat. Thank you, Basil. And Basil is contributing here and telling new folks to the channel why my voice sounds different on the live streams. Thank you so much for that, Basil. And he says, reason Doomcock's voice is different. The voice you are hearing now is the synthesized helmet voice, and the one in his regular videos is his regular voice. Thank you very much, Basil. Yes, I put on the helmet to desynthesize my voice, which is intimidating normally. It makes me more accessible when I put on the helmet and I'm friendlier. Actually, he's goofing. It's the reverse. It's so I can do impressions like this, but thank you, Basil, for misleading everyone. Basil is a bit of a trickster when you get right down to it. Thank you, Basil. Castonius, $5 super chat. Thank you, Castonius, sir. And he says, I've only been recently aware of your work, Overlord of the Earth. I pledge my sword to thee and will fight without respect against our enemies. Hail, Castonius, sir. You look formidable in your avatar, standing in front of that flag, and I will sleep easier at night, sir, knowing that Castonius has pledged his sword to my struggle. How can I lose? I don't see it's quite possible in the slightest. Thank you, sir, for the $5 super chat and for the pledge of thy sword. Lewis Birdie with a $10 super chat. Hail, Lewis! And he says, Midnight's Edge posted what they thought was the reason as for the failure of Game of Thrones. You do have additional insight? Sorry if you mentioned earlier. Just joined. Thanks. I do. I'm going to go ahead and probably make another video about it. I think that there was some influence of Disney on this. And Mitch Tebow, my Legionnaire, and I have been discussing this. He's got some brilliant ideas about it that have set my mind racing. And I think I'm going to have to make a video about that in the future, Lewis. I'll just say right now that I think that maybe Season 8 of Game of Thrones... I don't want to spoil it. I'll just say I think Disney had a hand in it. Let me just put it that way. And I'll go ahead and elaborate in a future video, Lewis. But thank you so very much for the $10 super chat. Yeah, Benioff and Weiss, I think they were over it. I think that it's very difficult to keep a show going for 8 years because the actors age and the actors get restless and have other commitments and want to move on. And these shoots were always very grueling as well. So those are like reasons that I can throw out there right now. But I think this other reason I will save for another video. Thank you, Lewis. Clint's Corner with a 99-cent super chat. Thank you, Clint's Corner. Clint doesn't say anything, but thank you for that tip in the hat. My upturned helmet. Every little bit keeps the lights on down here. Thank you, sir, very much. Bronze Division with a $20 super chat. Hail, Bronze Division. And Bronze Division says, if you need a cleanse and are willing to wait 5 seasons, try Going to the Source, Babylon 5. It was the first long-form story on US TV and still has one of the best endings ever for sci-fi or anything. Currently on Amazon Video. Yes, I will echo that, Bronze Division. I will absolutely echo that. It had flaws that were not related to Straczynski's vision. It was simply interruptions in his flow due to casting problems and other issues in the series. He had to rush the ending, I believe, because, they just weren't willing to go any further with it. But overall, fantastic job. I recommend it highly. And yes, it's on Amazon Video right now. Most of it. I think season 3 is missing for some inexplicable reason. But I would absolutely recommend you guys go check it out. It is cool. It is fun. With wonderful characters. Just start to finish. A joy. Thank you, Bronze Division. Sam Ray, or Rye. I'm not sure. With a $2 super chat. Thank you, Sam. And he says, Game of Thrones, Star Trek, Star Wars, Marvel Cinematic Universe, all gone in 2019. What's left for us? Sam, what's left for us is a lot of pain, but I will say, thus far, I have enjoyed Patriot on Amazon Prime. I think it's really good. The Tick is pretty good, although recently it got canned, but for what it was a pretty fun show. The Expanse is outstanding so far, and I have every reason to think it will continue to be upstanding. So, upstanding. Go and check it out for sure. Wait for it. Legion Season 3 is coming. If you haven't seen Legion Seasons 1 and 2, please go check them out. They're very, very good. The Orville, of course. Man, this season was even better than the first season, and I recommend it highly. There's a lot of high spots. Also, in film, the Joker movie coming out in October. I absolutely recommend it. I think from the trailer, it looks fantastic. It's at least got a chance of not sucking, and that's really all we can ask, Sam. Thank you, my friend, for the super chat. Henry, with a £5 super chat. Hail, Henry. And Henry says, hail, hope you got the package I sent by Xanadu Postal. Why is Jon not king of Westeros? He killed a usurper to his reign. It's insane. Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%, Henry. In my personal revision of the ending of Game of Thrones, he is king. So I urge you, my friend, to go and check that out. I think it turned out rather well from what people are saying, and many people have told me that it totally wiped and washed is washed. Washed. It basically rinsed the horrible aftertaste of season 8 out of their mouths. And they said that my ending is the ending of Game of Thrones in their head canon. So, Henry, I would urge you to check it out. And yes, sir, yes, I got your wonderful painting of me and Harvey in a saucer flying through space. It is absolutely a joy. I look at it every day, and I want to thank you. And I hope you got my message, basically thanking you for it. If not, then shit. Hopefully you'll hear it here, man. But, dude, it's a wonderful work of art, and I'm flattered to have it in my home. Thank you, sir. Sam Ray with a $2 super chat again. Thank you, Sam. And he says, I hate Tilly the most in Star Trek Discovery. She was the anti-7 of 9. Yeah, Pretty much. You know, like certain attributes of Tilly. Two attributes that I can think of to be specific, but in general, yeah, she kind of sucks. She kind of sucks. I have to admit it, sir. She kind of sucks, and I don't blame you whatsoever for that. Thank you, my friend. Mr. Solo Bear 333 with a £1 super chat. Thank you, Mr. Solo Bear. He says nothing, puts it in the upturned helmet as a tip, and backs away silently. Thank you, my friend. As I say, sir, every bit helps, and I really appreciate you. Captain Spire with a $2 super chat. Hail, Captain. And he says, Game of Thrones Rotten Tomato score, tomato meter 67%, fans 36%. Amen. Amen. I'm kind of confused that there are 36% of the American population, or world population, actually, I guess, that liked Game of Thrones Season 8. But, yeah, you know, hypnosis is a strong thing, and sometimes the disappointment of seeing something is too bitter. You know, it's just too much to face. It's like being abducted and probed by aliens. You know, you just kind of get in denial. And it's just like, oh God, let's just pretend this didn't happen and not talk about it. And I guess maybe 36% of the population at any time can be convinced of anything. I guess maybe that's what it is. Captain Spire, thank you for the $2 super chat. Mr. Solo Bear 333 again with a £2 super chat. Mr. Solo Bear, sir, you are too kind. Thank you. And he says, how can they remake Westeros so quick? They couldn't. It's bullshit. It's bad writing. How come spring came so quickly? It was obvious that winter was over. When they went up north, it was all sunny and clear with a chance of spring. Jesus Christ. And it was only supposed to be a few weeks. Winter is coming. Winter came. Winter left real fucking fast. So, Mr. Solo Bear, I don't have a good answer for you. I think the answer is what the answer is with every question of why Game of Thrones Season 8 sucked. Same answer, bad writing. Thank you very much, Mr. Solo Bear 333. Chardy McDennis with a $4.99 super chat. Hail, Chardy! And Chardy says, Hail, Doomcock! I still haven't finished the episode. I got so fed up with it. I may finish it eventually, but who cares, honestly? Yeah, as they said in Mad Men, Mr. Campbell, who cares? The big boss, it was God damn, I can't remember his name now. One of the co-founders who played Finch on How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying on Broadway. Robert Morse, I remember his real name, can't remember the name of the character. Anyway, Mr. Campbell, who cares? Exactly. If you don't have a reason to care about Game of Thrones at this point, don't start. Just like smoking, don't start. It only leads to heartbreak and disappointment, you guys. And also, lay off the books. If you haven't started reading the books, don't turn to them for comfort. Wait until the son of a bitch finishes the series. Because 8 years between the 5th and 6th books, yeah, forget it. I don't think he's going to finish. And do you really want to read a story with no ending? I don't think so. Don't support that kind of chicanery, that kind of tomfoolery, those kinds of monkey shines. Don't do it. Do yourself a favor. Have enough respect for yourself not to start on a path that has no end. Thank you, Mr. Solo Bear. Mr. Chardy McDennis. Mr. Solo Bear 333 is next with a £5 super chat. Hail, Mr. Solo Bear! And Mr. Solo Bear says, how can they have a new evil villain 3 episodes in a row? It's a shame. He laughs and he says, it's a shame. Ha ha, son of a... It's a shame. Yeah, it is a shame, Mr. Solo Bear 333. It's terrible. It's just absolutely ridiculous, pathetic. It's a sham. It's a waste. And I will never look back on Westeros again. I may just do that one last video examining this one pertinent theory about what went wrong with Game of Thrones, but otherwise I'll never revisit Westeros again. At least not in Game of Thrones. If they do a prequel, then of course I will be reviewing it for you guys. But beyond that, yeah, not interested. There's nothing there. It's a complete sham. Thank you, Mr. Solo Bear 333. Chris McDonald with a €5 super chat. Hail, Chris, and thank you, sir. He says, Hail, Doomcock. Do you think the Game of Thrones spin-offs will be decent? Thanks, from Ireland. Well, at this point, Chris, I think the situation is so bad that they have only gone to one spin-off, and I do not have any hopes whatsoever for that sucker. Honestly, I just don't. I'm not excited about it. I'm not thrilled about it. I'm not interested in it. I will have to watch it because it's my job as the future ruler of Earth to protect all of you out there from contamination by terrible entertainment. But my Irish friend, I will be watching it, but I have no hopes for it whatsoever, and I have no interest in it whatsoever. I will just do my duty, drink heavily, watch the damn things, and review them for you. Thank you, Chris, and hail. Really appreciate that super chat, sir. Bronze Division with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Bronze Division. And he says, thank you, Mary Ashmead, and your wrench. Yes, the great Mary Ashmead. Thank you so much for all of your help, Mary. You showed up even though you said you wouldn't. Much, much appreciated, Mary. You rock. You rock. And I thank you for everything you do for my channel and for all the folks here. We love you, Mary. We really do. The Feedoc with a $10 Australian super chat. Thank you, the Feedoc. And he says, Hail, my lord. I feel like to do the sentencing correctly, we need Delancey as Q in the appropriate robes for Game of Thrones with all the bombacity, probably the fastest ruining of a franchise, I dare say, yet. I heard that Dexter had a similar decline, but that decline was really stretched out, I think, over the last couple of seasons, really. I mean, it was when a new showrunner took over and they didn't understand the show at all and it just went down the toilet. That's what I heard. So it may not be unparalleled, the Feedoc, but it is absolutely an astonishing descent into the ruin and waste of Oblivion. Because this thing is in Oblivion now. There's no reason to revisit it. There's no reason to ever watch it again. You know what's coming and it sucks. It's just like Lost. Just like Lost in that regard, the Feedoc. So hail to you, my friend. I hear you, brother. I hear you. And Delancey as Q would be wonderful to pass sentence. I wonder if Delancey would ever consent to appear on an episode of The Inquisition. Boy, wouldn't it be great to have Q sitting in with me and Gary interrogating these pop culture disasters. I think that would be hilarious and cool. The Feedoc! Can anybody out there who knows Delancey make this happen? I think that would be epic. Thank you, the Feedoc. Real Thought with a $20 super chat. Hail, Real Thought! And Real Thought says D&D's and maybe George R.R. Martin's nihilistic writing produced trash. The devotion to BS subjectivism created a story that lacks a meaningful message and is spiritually empty. It's pathetic and depressing, ending in poor storytelling. Beautiful. Real Thought, you are real good at thought and real good at expressing yourself, sir. That is as succinct and literate a description of what went wrong on this goddamn show as I've ever read. Wonderful. Devotion to BS subjectivism created a story that lacks a meaningful message and is spiritually empty. Yes. 100% correct. Nihilistic writing produced trash. It always does. It really does. Unless, well, not always. There's always exceptions. But in general, the way it's practiced today, what a disgrace. What a goddamn disgrace and shame, sir. Thank you, Real Thought. You know Deep Thought? You cousins to him? Kind of makes sense. Love it. Love it, brother. Thank you so much. And thank all of you guys for your patience, by the way, waiting for these Super Chat Square-Ups. But I never leave any Super Chats behind. So never fear that. It will always come. It may be delayed, as I'm only one overlord and have a whole lot of pop culture to report. on, but you guys are always my priority. There's nothing more important than you guys to me. And I want to thank you guys so much for your patience and for your support. Louis Birdie with a $10 super chat. Again, hail Louis Birdie. Thank you, sir. And he says, Midnight's Edge stated your theory or belief as to what happened to Game of Thrones on a YouTube post. Did you watch? And what is your take on their belief? Louis. Dude, no. I did not hear that. I did not hear that. Or was it a brief mention? I did watch a thing. I think. God, I thought I saw one expression or something. No, I'm sorry, man. Louis, I'm sorry. I cannot answer that question. I haven't got enough information on it. I really need to go back and revisit that and see what they said. Maybe I'm going to do a live stream tonight. If I'm there, ask me then. Like, state what it was they said, and then I will go ahead and check it out. Okay? I will respond if you can go ahead and do that, my friend. Thank you so much. Donald Campbell, Bat Dad, na 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 na, with a $10 super chat. Hail Donald Campbell. And he says, new subscriber, you're an awesome broadcaster, hilarious and informative. Thank you, Donald, and welcome, sir, to the channel. Welcome very much to the channel, my friend. Thank you for this support. And he says, do you think George R.R. Martin is just stringing fans along when he says he's going to finish A Song of Ice and Fire? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. What else can I conclude when a writer goes for 8 years not delivering diddly squat on his promise? I just don't believe him anymore. I don't have any faith in him. I do not trust what he is saying, Donald. I just don't. And I think he's been fucking around. He's done lots of other books, which I find incredibly insulting, including a number in the Song of Ice and Fire universe, just not the ones that they're waiting for. And I find that incredibly offensive and annoying. And Donald, yeah, my advice to everyone, avoid the books like the plague until he makes good on his promise and finishes them. And I do feel that he has an obligation to the fans. I feel obligated to fans. I feel obligated to you guys to always do the best I can. And if the best that he can do is no book in that series in 8 fucking years, when he's making tons of money from the fans, I find that just abhorrent. Absolutely abhorrent. Daniel Campbell, thank you for the super chat, and steer clear. That's my advice. Rob McRae with a £2 super chat. Hail, Rob, sir, thank you. And he says, did Bran plan the outcome? You have no choice, John. I don't think Bran was active at all. I think he was passive, and I think all it is he just saw where it went, and it was favorable to him, and so he just let it ride. That's why he doesn't even tell Theon, hey, dude, hold still for just another 30 seconds, and Arya will be here and do your job for you. You don't have to die. He couldn't even be bothered to do that. So, yeah, I don't think he planned the outcome at all. I think he was just along for the ride. He was just like a lump on a log. He just went where the log went, floating down the stream. And that's why I find that character a complete waste of time and his arc a joke. Thank you, Rob McRae. Devil-Eyed Elvis with a $20 super chat. Hell, Devil-Eyed Elvis, that is very generous of you, sir. Very, very generous. Thank you. Especially since you don't even say anything. My upturned helmet sitting on the sidewalk is grateful, very grateful for that $20 that you popped into it with no even word to read. Thank you, Devil-Eyed Elvis. I will send you a thank you when I'm done with this. DM on Twitter. Pagliaccio 1976 with a $2 super chat. Hail, Pagliaccio. And he says The Wire is great, start to finish. Yes, it is. It really doesn't let up either. I found the Wire to be a little more low-key than shows like The Shield or Damages. I liked it a lot. I think it's good. I just, it's not, it's, I would give it a solid maybe 4 out of 5. Yeah, I like it. It's an excellent show, and you're correct. It never stumbled either. You're quite right in that regard, Pagliaccio, 1976, and thank you for mentioning that. I appreciate the super chat. Diversity and Cecil. Hail Diversity and Cecil with a $2 super chat. Hail Cecil, sir. I am honored. And Cecil says, Hail Doomcock. True Detective Season 1 was perfect. It sure as hell was. I think I even mentioned that at the time. So I've already read this super chat. But it was, one good turn deserves another. You're right. It was fantastic. True Detective Season 1, absolutely perfect. Thank you for the super chat, Cecil. I am honored. Kaijin Soban with a £5 super chat. Hail Kaijin. And he says, I want to know, what is Bran's tax policy? I think Bran's tax is the most insidious tax of all, because Bran does nothing, and thus he values doing nothing, and therefore he would level a tax on doing nothing. So, lying in bed, you will be taxed by Bran. Bran sucks. Bran just sucks. What a sucky character. Sucky McSuck Bran. Oh, Jesus God. What a waste of space. Thank you, Cajun Soban, for that super chat. And Bran's tax policy is to tax you for doing nothing. Prepare for bankruptcy. Sam U. Ray with a $2 super chat. Hail Sam U. Ray. And he says, Bran may introduce an education system to Westeros. Ah, yes. The classic degree of nothingology. Basically, Bran just sits there and does nothing. Therefore, it makes sense that he would reward that. Oh, God. It sucks so bad. Thank you, Sam Uray, for letting me take that extra shot at Bran. Peter Davison with an Australian $5 super chat. Hail, Peter. And Peter, my legionnaire and friend, says, my apologies, Lord Dictor. I believe your present has gone missing. No need to apologize, Peter. I received your lovely gift just the other day and notified you by mail. The advantage of doing this live stream a little bit later than I wanted to. And it's wonderful. It is a 50th anniversary gold medal USS Enterprise. It's just wonderful, and as soon as I put it together, I will be tweeting out images of it and sharing it with the world. But Peter, my Australian friend, thank you for your patience. The mail is wonky, no doubt about it, but you rock, sir, and I really, really appreciate you very much. Smirking Gun Reviews with a $5 super chat. Hail, Smirking Gun Reviews, and he says, Breaking Bad was perfect, start to finish. Westeros is going to be in blood-soaked chaos. Yeah. Westeros is screwed. I mean, it's totally screwed. As far as Breaking Bad was perfect start to finish, Smirking Gun Reviews, I must disagree. I would agree with you, sir, that the first 4 seasons of Breaking Bad were sheer perfection. And after Heisenberg blows up Gus, I would say that would be the best place to stop the show, because what happens in season 5 is ridiculous, and I hated it. I hated it with a passion. I hated it with a burning rage that to this day I find hard to reconcile. And one day I am going to go ahead and do a video about it. I promise you, Smirking Gun Reviews, this will happen. And then we can debate, my friend. And I don't slam you for saying this. A lot of people felt that way. But for me, it jumped the blue shark, and I'll be talking about it someday later. Thank you, Smirking Gun Reviews. Hellspawn 428 with a $2 super chat. Hail Hellspawn 428. Hail Hellspawn. It's kind of hard to say. Hail she-shells by the seashore. And Hellspawn 428 says, Straczynski, Babylon 5 did it right. Amen, Hellspawn 428. A-effing-men. God bless J. Michael Straczynski. I hope he gets to do his Forbidden Planet remake. I hate remakes, but the way he was talking about doing it, in the same retro style, in the same kind of costumes and sets and everything, it could be marvelous. It could be a thing of love and joy and beauty. And if he would just use Robbie the Robot as Robbie the Robot, without any alterations. Oh my God, it would be so good. I would love to see it. Fingers crossed on that. Michael Domer with a $5 super chat. Hail, Michael. Thank you, sir, for that wonderful super chat of $5. And Michael Domer, one of my Xanadumirs and friends, says, CBS shall be raised. My tribute to you will be 100 heads for each moon since your rise. Michael Domer, I love the way you think, sir. What is best in life? To crush CBS, see them driven before you into exact retribution for Star Trek Discovery. Wouldn't it be lovely? Thank you, Michael Domer, sir, for the $5 super chat and for all of your support at patreon.com/Doomcock. Sir, I bow to your inner Buddha nature and thank you for the support. Brother Malachi with a $5 super chat. Hail, Brother Malachi again, sir. And he says, can we please get someone to make Beavis and Butthead do Westeros? Hey, I want to sit on the Iron Throne.
Yeah, I want to sit on the Iron Throne. TP for my bunghole.
I must get hard sitting on that hard thing.
Yeah, it's real bad for the hemorrhoids. Are you threatening me? Are you threatening me, Dracarys? Dracarys, are you threatening me?
I think that'd be great. You know what? Tom of Midnight's Edge After Dark's Tom Connors would do a great Beavis and Butthead do Westeros. I think that would be a lovely thing. Maybe he and I should go ahead and do a collaboration on that. Maybe I'll talk to him. Tom, if you're listening, maybe we should think about that. That could be fun for a little bit of comedy. Could be a good laugh for everyone. Thank you, Brother Malachi. Aaron Cook, hail with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Aaron. And he says, do you watch The Dragon Demands? He does good breakdowns on how D&D ruined Game of Thrones. Aaron Cook, thank you so much for the super chat. I have not. I've never seen The Dragon Demands, so I can't even venture a comment or an improv about that. But nevertheless, sir, thank you so much for the super chat and for your patience waiting so long for me to get to this damn thing. I apologize. I keep meaning to, but anyway, thank you, my friend. Sam Uray with a $2 super chat. Hail, Sam Uray. And he says, anyone watch Last Kingdom on Netflix? I have not, Sam. But I need to. I am really needing. In fact, damn it, I may start that today. I need something to watch today, you know? And damn, that might be actually really perfect. I might have a little bit of time this afternoon before my live stream. I think I'm going to check it out. Thank you, Sam Uray, for that reminder. Yes, The Last Kingdom, I hear that it kind of is damn good. I think it's got 2 seasons now. And I've just heard great things about it. So, Sam Uray, thank you so much for that suggestion. And the super chat again, sir. You're very generous. Cosmos5532 with a $2 super chat. Hail, Cosmos! And he says, the Night Kings planned this. So obvious. Well, so he basically laid waste to Westeros by hiring Dan and Dave to start with. And knowing that their shitty writing skills would ultimately go ahead and destroy the entirety of the universe in a way that he never could just by turning into zombies and rampaging and stuff. No, it's cunning. Oh, Cosmos5532 is so cunning. It's so bloody cunning. Oh, I can't believe it's so cunning. Damn. Cosmos5532. Damn. That's nasty. I wonder if the Night King also had anything to do with hiring Ruin Johnson for The Last Jedi. Is the Night King Kathleen Kennedy before she gets up in the morning and puts on her makeup? We had assumed that the Night King was made up on this show, but it's possible that they just said to Kathleen as she walked in, you know what? No makeup at all. No, just get out of bed and come to the studio and we will just shoot you as you are. Don't go changing. Hey, to try and please me. Kathleen, we love you just the way you are. Night Queen. Ugh. Thank you, Cosmos5532, for setting this bit of paranoid schizophrenia speculation in my mind. EJ with a £4.99 super chat. Hail, EJ. Thank you, sir. And he says, first time tuning in from London. Please repost the segment of this stream with your Kit and Sophie rant. Thank gods I found you. Long may you reign. I will, EJ. In fact, I already did. It's out there, and I'm really glad I did it because a lot of people wanted to hear it and wouldn't have heard it on this live stream. So thank you. And also I want to say to everybody here, listen, during a live stream, if you find a particular segment or something that I do or say particularly good and you think that I should excerpt it for a video, please send me a timestamp or leave a comment in the comment section about it with the timestamp and what it is, or you can also mail it to dictorvandoomcock@gmail.com. I would really appreciate that. That would help me to pull things like that when they happen, because I don't plan all this. This is just improv, and I don't have any agenda on the table, so it helps a lot. It helps a lot, you guys. Thank you so much. Everybody, somebody sent me actually that time. It was Josh and Rebecca Momini who sent me the timestamp that enabled me to do the Kit and Sophie rant as an individual video. Thank you, Josh and Rebecca by extension. Thank you, EJ, as well. Gunslinger65 with a $5 super chat. Hail, Gunslinger65. And he says, wah, wah, wah. I read an article that The Rocketeer is being remade by Disney. Oh, God. The Rocketeer is now a young black woman. Sigh. Yeah, right. Jesus Christ. So, Gunslinger, who is one of my Legionnaires, when I read the first part of that sentence, I read an article that The Rocketeer is being remade by Disney. I was like, you know what? That's actually a remake I might get behind. I love the original, but damn, there should have been a whole series of Rocketeer movies. I was really disappointed that there was only the one. I really like that movie. I don't think there was enough Rocketeer in it. Not nearly enough. I wanted a lot more. And I even had a sequel in mind, frankly, that I think would have been a lot better. But, and then I read the second part. The Rocketeer is now a young black woman. Fuck me. Fuck me and fuck you, Disney. Jesus Christ. Well, good luck with all of that. I know that there's a whole slew of black women who have fantasized about being the Rocketeer in this very male, pulpy, old-fashioned entertainment. Lovely. Good luck with that, and fuck you. Thank you, Gunslinger65, for putting me in a bad mood. Well, also thank you for the super chat. Jesus Christ. William Sova with a $5 super chat. Hail, William! And he says, hail, my lord. I'm not going to lie. All this low-quality writing and productions makes me worried for the BBC adaptation of the Count Brass saga. Good. Good, William. You're sane. That means you're sane, sir. That means you are absolutely, completely justified and sane. Because everything is bad right now. The quality is abysmal in the writing. And these productions are being controlled by political hacks who just want to score points instead of telling good stories. And we need to make them suffer for not telling us good stories because, God damn it, that's what we're paying our money for. Fucking Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Jesus Christ. I'm going to be ranting about that tonight, I'm sure. But, oh, look. It was shit. It was shit. I don't care what anybody else says. In my book, it was shit, and I have to be honest. Thank you, Bryce. Oh, no, William Sova, excuse me. William Sova, thank you so much for that super chat. Bryce Red with a $10 super chat. Hail, Bryce Red. Thank you, sir, for that super chat. And he says, hi. Don't know if you saw my last messages, but we shouldn't accept half-ass work from writers, directors, and actors who wouldn't put in the work and dedication in their product. It's a shame. Love your vids. Bryce Red, yeah, I listen. That's my campaign. That's my campaign. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm trying so fucking hard to do, man. And yet, look, I posted my Godzilla King of the Monsters review this morning, and I was getting lots of thumbs down and lots of comments saying I liked it and stuff. And I just had to do it anyway. I knew that would be the case. I knew it. And it's like, I got to tell the truth about this shit. It's horrible. It's just fucking horrible. And I have to speak up. Whenever I see something that's substandard, I'm going to speak up, even if it has its fans. People get so invested in these things, they get hypnotized and they just cannot look. They view it as part of their identity that they have to support this stuff. Because, I'm a Godzilla lover. So I have to love every piece of shit that has Godzilla slapped on the credits, even though these kinds of failures degrade the franchise and just basically drag everyone down. Everyone gets dragged down with these substandard pieces of, quote, haha entertainment. Fucking hell. I agree with you, Bryce. 110%. It's up to us to complain about substandard crap, because if we don't, we're just going to keep getting it because it's the easiest thing in the world to make. Thank you, Bryce Red. Alex Latus. Hail Alex Latus with a £2 super chat. Alex, my friend, you are too kind. And he says, whoa, did someone say the Beeb is doing Hawkmoon? Yes, they did, Alex Lathis. Yes, they did. I don't know anything else personally about it, so I cannot elaborate, my friend. But yes, from all appearances, that is what I heard. Pardon me, I had to take a little bit of a drink of water there. But we are pressing on. Sam Uray again with a $5 super chat. Hail, Sam Uray. And he says, diversity equation. 30% W, 30% B, 30% Latino or Asian, 10% LGBT. So to go ahead and get that distribution down, 30% white, 30% black, 30% Latino or Asian, 10% LGBT. Oh, man. Well, I don't know. I'd have to really think about the math. I am not terribly mathematically inclined. I'm no ignoramus when it comes to math. But on the other hand, I've not really broken it down that way. But, basically, that sounds pretty much right, man. I think you hit it on the head. So, yeah, well done, sir. Well done to Sam Uray. I think that's pretty close on the mark. And the only thing I would add to that, Sam, is the 30% white is the part that gets killed early, beaten up, shit on, or otherwise ridiculed mercilessly, or winds up being the bad guy and killed at the end. So, yeah. 30% hated whites, I think I would amend your formula. Thank you, Sam Uray. DJM Voices. Hail DJM Voices with a $10 super chat. Thank you, sir. Wonderful composer, by the way, DJM Voices is. Contributed some music to us. Really appreciate that, my friend. And he says, if I may offer a theory of my own, subversion over substance has become so prevalent in order to monetize debate. Some will hate watch it. Some will watch to spite the haters. Free advertising. Well, that's weird. I would much prefer getting great entertainment that I could just praise, because listen, people love a positive message. I mean, I'm getting slammed from my review of Godzilla King of the Monsters because I hated the fuck out of it, and I wanted to love it. I desperately wanted to love it. I needed to love it. After Game of Thrones was so disappointing, I needed something good in my fucking life, and I couldn't get it. And oh man, it bummed me out, dude. So if I could have gone and done a glowing review of Godzilla King of the Monsters, I'm sure that my clicks would have even been bigger. I take no pleasure in any of this. I am a lover of film. I am a lover of wonderful narratives. I'm a lover of quality. And that's all I ask. And any time that you give me those things, I'm going to sing your praises to the high heavens. To the high heavens, man. This idea that you've got, maybe, but I don't know that these properties would monetize debate at their expense. I mean, it's free advertising, but it's also very negative. I mean, it has not helped Star Trek Discovery. I'll tell you that. And it sure as shit didn't help Solo, in the box office. So, yeah, DJ and Voices, you may be correct. That may be a strategy to monetize debate for free advertising. I just think it's not effective, and I think it's costing them dearly. But, sir, an excellent thought and outside of the box thinking, and I congratulate you, DJM Voices. Thank you so much for that super chat, and thank you so much for this idea. Maybe we will debate this further in my coming live stream this tonight at 7 o'clock Central. Cosmos5532 with a $10 super chat. Hail Cosmos5532. Thank you, sir. And he says, the Night King staged the ultimate public suicide / sacrifice to save the world. The only thing that could even pause Danny was the literal undead. He saved the world. Please look into it all. So, you're saying that the Night King was the ultimate SJW who foresaw the threat of Daenerys coming along and wanted to put an end to her. Well, actually, he's fighting SJ because she's definitely SJW. I mean, she wanted to, teach the world to sing and buy the world a Coke and furnish shit with love. Yeah. Maybe the Night King was one of us. Maybe that's why I felt so empty when he died. One of us. One of us. One of us. Cosmos 5532. You are definitely one of us, sir, and I thank you so much for that super chat. Very, very much. Daryl Rayner with a $4.99 super chat. Hail, Daryl! Thank you, sir, for this wonderful donation. You are a wonderful friend and legionnaire and a longtime supporter, and I bow to your inner Buddha nature. And he says, I find myself surprised anymore when a great series shows. We seem to be disappointed again and again and again. Keep Harvey on alert. Yeah, me too. A great series showing up is a miracle in this day and age, a miracle. And that is why, God damn it, when you see a great show, support it. Support the hell out of it. Shout it from the highest mountain. Climb every river, ford every mountain, and make sure that you support that thing. That's why I fought so hard to save The Expanse. That's why I'm trying to shout out the praises of Patriot on Amazon Prime. Man, one of the funniest, coolest, weirdest, most original spy shows ever made. You've got to check it out. It is weird, eccentric, and super, super fucking cool. Thank you, Cosmos. Daryl Rayner. These things jumping around on me. Daryl Rayner. Thank you, sir. Absolutely 100%. We seem to be disappointed again and again and again. I always like to do Captain Kirk. Whenever I see Daryl, I love your avatar, man. You know I do. Thank you, Daryl. Brucey T with your five Australian dollar super chat. Thank you, Brucey. Cheers. And he says, Brucey T says, thanks for the follow the other day. Loving these streams. Long-time listener. Thank you, Brucey. Yet another aficionado of Doomcock in the land down under. I come from the land down under. And I appreciate you, Brucey T. Thank you so much for being here, man. Luca Blight, 69, with a $6.66 super chat. Hail, Luca Blight, 666. And he says, my rating, spurn and burn them all. Yes, yes. A $6.66 super chat, exhorting, burning. Makes me think, excuse me, Luca Blight, 69. Have you ever seen The Omen, sir? I wonder if you mind if I shave your head and look for a certain tattoo on your scalp. I'm just asking. And by the way, where did you get that cloak and pitchfork? Oh, it's most becoming. Thank you, Luca Blight, 69, dude. Spurn and burn them all. Words to live by. Cam B with a $2 super chat. Hail, Cam! And he says, We kind of forgot John was Aegon at the small council. Yes, we did, didn't we? It's very convenient. I did not, however. Canby, I did not forget that whatsoever. And I got to tell you, sir, that, if you check out my ending for Game of Thrones, you will find that Aegon Targaryen plays a very, very large role in the way that I ended things. Thank you, Cam B. Cosmos5532 with a $2 super chat. Hail, Cosmos5532. And he says, the Night King was created to stop Dany. Well, you are insistent on this point. Night King is one of us. I think you're right, Cosmos5532. And I think about it, and, he succeeded in that. He certainly succeeded in that. Thank you, my friend, for that very insistent super chat. Michael Raskowski with a 50 Polish, 50 Polish N's. I'll just say N's. Nroners. I don't know. Nroners. Thank you, my friend. He says, more respect from Poland. Hail our benevolent overlord. Thank you, Michael Raskowski. Appreciate you, sir. Very much. I love having followers from all over the world contact me. It just makes me feel wonderful as my global reach expands. Brucey T with a $5 Australian super chat. Hail, Brucey T. Brucey T again. And he says, Bran hinted he could warg into Drogon, so he allowed the massacre of King's Landing to occur. Bran is a worthless piece of shit. Pure and simple. I cannot stress that enough. He is worthless. I cannot stand that character. And oh God, what a fucking disappointment he proved to be. Chris with a 5.49 euro super chat. 5 euros and 49 semi-euros. Chris, thank you, Chris. Says, we really got the disappointy end with S7 and S8. But I'm thankful for your coverage and being a voice for all of us. Thank you very much, Chris. I really appreciate that. Yeah, we really got the short end of the stick and the pointy, short, poo-stained end of the stick when you get right down to it, Chris. But I have to say, all of you guys that thank me for my coverage and for being a voice for you guys, I want to thank all of you guys for being a shoulder that I can, if not cry on, then shout into, because these things hurt me as well. You know, before I was the future ruler of Earth and, the overlord and everything, I was a fan. I've been a fan my whole life, and these things hurt me. These things grievously hurt me. And so you guys always help me not to feel so alone. And that I can't express how important that is. So, as much as you guys thank me, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for not letting me feel so alone. Thank you so much, Chris. And God bless you for listening. Abby O'Lace with a $25 super chat. Hail, Abby O'Lace. And may I say, or va-va-va-voom, whichever you prefer. And Abby O'Lace, thank you so much for the super chat and for being one of my legionnaires. Abby O'Lace says, my love always to you, my lord. I must leave you till we meet again. Gracefully bow and curtsy. Well, of course, I would expect nothing less than a courteous bow and graceful curtsy from such a flame-haired witch of the North Texas. And I just want to thank you so much, Abby, for being here. Thank you for the love. It is returned. And it's just, it helps me out. I'm feeling pretty, I've said it, I'm feeling pretty depressed today. Honestly, I'm feeling very depressed. And I'm feeling disappointed in some people, actually, as well. I gave an honest review, and I'm getting some crap for my honesty regarding Godzilla. Accusations of not being a fan and, not knowing the lore, etc., and so on. And my response to them was simply this. I am a huge aficionado of both Shakespeare and of Richard Burton, the actor. And if you gave me some video of Richard Burton playing Hamlet, and it was on a shaky cam with horrible sound, shot in the dark, then I am going to slam that. I'm going to slam the shit out of it if you tried to sell it as a professional product. It doesn't really matter the lore. It doesn't matter the content. It doesn't matter whether it's faithful to Shakespeare and faithful to Richard Burton. If I can't fucking see it, I'm going to slam it. Period. Period. And I don't understand why that is so hard for some people to accept. But, yeah. And believe me, and all this shit about I'm not a Godzilla fan. I have a full Godzilla suit in the closet. I have Godzilla toys everywhere. Imported toys, expensive toys. I've got a destroyer that is mechanical. I think it cost me like $100. So all of you guys, and you know who you are out there, who have said that because I didn't like this movie, I'm not a Godzilla fan, I would like to say sincerely from my heart, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. You are so lucky that I have restraint and that I am at heart a kind person and I do not like to slam fans. But you keep that shit up, you're going to get a Star Trek Discovery level greeting from me. Because you know what? We can disagree about whether or not we like something, but when you impugn my fandom, you are walking a very fucking thin line. Not you, Abby. It's just really, I've been very restrained with this loudmouth prick that is really pissing me off. And, enough said. Enough said. Thank you, Abby Olace. Michael Maloney with a $10 super chat. Hail, Michael. Thank you, sir. And he says, any of Errol Flynn's films are worth watching. Yes, they are. Love The Adventures of Robin Hood. I watched, what was it? It was not Captain Blood. It was, oh my God. I'm totally blanking. I just watched it the other week. He was a privateer. And he got involved with a woman, not Olivia de Havilland, which audiences slammed him for because they thought he was being unfaithful to Olivia de Havilland. Jesus. Well, I'll remember it later. Anyway, yeah, I love Errol Flynn. I thought he was fantastic. He had a light, deft touch. He had charisma. And, man, just great swashbuckling movies. Love them to death. And you have good taste, Michael. Thank you so much for that. Gamer Gambit with a $2 super chat. Hail, Gamer Gambit. My friend, thank you so much for that. And he says, Game of Thrones reminds us how great Lord of the Rings really is. J.R.R. Tolkien is greater than George R.R. Martin. I think that's indisputable. That's indisputable. George R.R. Martin could have been great, but to be great, you have to actually finish something. You have to actually finish what you start. Otherwise, what you are is a perpetual promising talent. But when you don't actually materialize the thing, you don't see it through, you don't have the gumption to push through to the end, then all you are is a poser and a wannabe who made a lot of money, did some great stuff, but you need to finish. Once you finish, then you may make a basis of comparison to J.R.R. Tolkien. But until then, it's all theoretical, dude. It's all theoretical. And you are right, Gamer Gambit. Game of Thrones reminds us how great Lord of the Rings truly and deeply is. And especially the movies by Peter Jackson. Gives you a whole new appreciation for the epic scale of those battles and the clarity and love and craftsmanship with which they were rendered. Thank you, Gamer Gambit. Chris Mays with a $5 super chat. Hail, Chris! And Chris Mays, thank you, sir, says, Hail Doomcock, love your videos and glad to finally catch a live stream. Chris Mays, thank you so much. And sir, thank you so much for your patience. I will send out a notice to everybody that this Superchat Square-Up is posted. And please, I hope you will go and check it out. Chris, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you being on this live stream. Southern Brazilian with a $2 Brazilian currency. I don't know. But man, I have a fan in Brazil. That is so awesome. Thank you for the 2 Brazilian quatlus. I don't know. Ropa. I don't know. I don't know what they are, but I appreciate them nonetheless. And Southern Brazilian says, greetings from Brazil. Dun, 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 dun. Thank you, Southern Brazilian. He says, great content, and thank you. I thank you, my friend. Thank you for letting me know that I have a fan in Brazil. I think that is so awesome. I can't even say, dude. Thank you. You made my afternoon. Aaron Cook with a $2 super chat. Hail, Aaron. And he says, guards, knights, squires, prepare for battle. Thank you, Aaron Cook. Yes, a battle is coming. A battle for the soul of our civilization. I am waging war on that front, my friend. I am waging war on that front, and I can tell you that the war is going well. I am gaining in strength. I am gaining in followers, thanks to all of you guys. And by God, by hook or by crook, we will succeed. Thank you, Sir Aaron Cook. Sir Aaron Cook. Yes, I've knighted you. Why not? If old Jaime Lannister can knight Brienne of Tarth, Lady Brienne of Tarth, then by God, I can knight Aaron Cook. And so I do. Sir Aaron, thank you so much, my friend. Psycho Dwarf 9 with a $5 super chat. Hail, Legionnaire Psycho Dwarf 9. And he says, my liege, I keep trying to commiserate and show my report, but I only succeeded in winding you up. Not that it's difficult. No, it's not difficult to get Doomcock triggered. Doomcock has many triggers. He's like a multi-triggered ballista of pop culture death, and just push any one of them and all of the arrows fly. It's just, he's a hair trigger temper is Doomcock, but he also has admirable restraint, especially with assholes that question his fandom just because he gives a negative review to Godzilla, King of the Monsters, which is a deficient film. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. It is lame. It is lame. And I'm not going to apologize for telling the truth. And I would never impugn someone's fandom who told me that they liked this Godzilla movie. It takes a lot for me to impugn the fandom of someone. And basically, Star Trek Discovery. Star Trek Discovery. If you like Star Trek Discovery, you are not a Star Trek fan, period. But I have hours and hours and hours and hours and video after video after video after video confirming that and why that is. That is not an emotional knee-jerk response. That is the voice of rationality. But for someone to come out and question my love of Godzilla because I didn't like this piece of crap, boy, you sure are getting on my nerves. Thank you, Psycho Dwarf 9. Listen, you wound me up, but it is nothing compared to how annoyed I am at this moment. And Psycho Dwarf 9, you are a great friend and a legionnaire, and raise these points. Don't be afraid. I do not mind. Thank you, Psycho Dwarf 9, for the super chat and the support. All the support, brother. Classic Comics with a $5 super chat. Hail! Classic Comics, love, as always, sir. The helmet. And Classic Comics says, Hail, Doomcock. The Game of Thrones finale was underwhelming to say the least, but I'll admit I was never predicting the throne would go to Dr. Bran Hatton. Classic Comics, dude. You rule. Dr. Bran Hatton, yes, the master of time of space who can't be bothered to do a damn thing to help anything, and his power is basically doing nothing. Nothing. It's incredible. I love that. Dr. Bran Hatton. Damn, I wish I'd have thought of that. Classic Comics, I bow to your genius, sir. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the laugh. Dr. Bran Hatton. Oh my God. Is it any wonder that I love you guys? You guys are the best. Thank you so much. Bjorn with 20 Swedish krona. Hail, Bjorn. Thank you, sir. And he says, rubber bumper babysitting service. Back to you, Chet. Back to you, Chet. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Harvey's meme is catching on. I guess now I'm going to have to change my name to Chet Doomcock. Chet Doomcock. Well, there are worse things in the world, I guess. There are worse things in the world. Bjorn, thank you so much for that. That was a good laugh. I need that today. I really, really need that today. Thank you so much, my friend. And Classic Comics. Hail Classic Comics again with a $2 super chat. Classic Comics, you are too kind. And he says, Drogon is like a T-Rex. Don't move. He can't see you. It kind of seems that way. It's like this thing of, which really doesn't make any sense. I mean, arboreal creatures that can fly, generally have pretty keen eyesight because, I mean, their prey is generally on the ground. So the idea that Drogon can't see anything unless it's moving is silly. And yet, at times, Classic Comics, it does seem that way. It does seem that way. It's so weird. And, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, man. Very, very strange indeed. Maybe we need Jeff Goldblum to wave a flare in front of him to test that notion. But Drogon was cool. I miss him. I miss the show. I miss the show I used to know as I knew it, not what it became towards the end. What a shame. Thank you, Classic Comics. Ed, and Eddie TV with a pair of super chats. Hail, Ed, and Eddie TV. 1999 super chat. First of all, thank you so much, gentlemen. And he says, or they say, the lore in A Song of Ice and Fire is so easy to get into, made even better by the fact that when the story begins, it's mostly gone from the world. I have the attention span of a squirrel, but the characters alone are enough to satisfy me. I understand. And that's why I say that it's okay for us to disagree on whether or not Game of Thrones jumped the shark. It really, as in all things, even with the Godzilla movie, and especially with the Godzilla movie, it depends on what your aesthetic criteria are. It really does. If you largely value the character interactions, and you don't really care much about, who winds up on the on the throne or who's going to live or die, you're just enjoying the ride, then you might well have a very different view of the season than I did. If the battle was largely academic to you, you really just wanted to see the characters go around and say things and interact and I think that's a valid viewpoint. In the same way, if on Godzilla you are mostly concerned with the Toho lore and things that went in the past and so on, as opposed to say being able to watch the goddamn monsters rampage, which is my priority, you might really love Godzilla King of the Monsters. I did not, because in my view, I want to, when I go see a giant monster movie, see the destruction, see it, not have it described or hinted at or alluded to in shaky, dark, fast-cutting sequences designed to conceal the incompetence of the director by just throwing everything but the kitchen sink at you without any narrative coherence. Yeah, that's a problem for me. But it really depends on what you value. And I don't slam anybody for valuing Toho lore. And, I would expect the same consideration for, funny, just wanting to go to see a monster movie to see the fucking thing. But there you go. Ed, and Eddie TV, also with a $9.99 super chat. Thank you again, gentlemen, says, then Dany hatches her dragons and you see magic slowly return to the world. It was all thrown out the window when Arya dusted the Night King. I wanted answers to at least a couple things, but yeah. Yeah, man, I hear you. I listen, the first 4 seasons, I didn't have any complaints. And even some of the subsequent seasons, my complaints I overlooked because I was loving the character so much. And even the first 2 episodes of this last season, I was like, well, they're building to something. They're doing character moments. It's okay. It'll be all right. And it wasn't. And it just wasn't. Jesus. So depressing, dude. So depressing. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Well, thank you for that super chat, my friend. I really appreciate it. Kevin Galt with a $10 Canadian super chat. Hail Kevin Galt. And he says, north of the wall, they bring a dog into the hut to keep them warm. I hope Ghost has a couple of buddies because the fan reaction to John is so frigid that it's going to be a 3-dog night. Hail, Kevin Galt. A very clever comment, my friend. A very clever comment. I truly and deeply appreciate it. Yeah, it was a shame. It was a shame. But it wasn't John. It was the producers. It was Benehoff and Weiss. Good old D&D. They're the ones that had this happen. It's not Kit Harington. And I wish him well in rehab. I hope he's doing okay. I really do. I understand the heartbreak that can come with such a soul-crushing, shall we say, disappointment at the end of something you put so much of yourself into. Yeah, poor Ghost. It was so sad. Anyway, Kevin, thank you so much for that. Coleco Kid with a $2 super chat. Hail, Coleco Kid! And he says, stay angry. To which I say, Coleco Kid, hail. Thank you, my friend. I will. It's easy with things like Godzilla coming out, disappointing the shit out of me and costing me money. Thank you, Coleco Kid. Arturo Longstrokes with a $2 super chat. Hail. Hail, hail. And he says, I'm so upset. Smack my head. Feels like my wife cheated on me. I guess you're referring, of course, to Game of Thrones letting you down. And yeah. The infidelity to our canon, to 8 years of our investment in this show, it is a very intimate thing. To let this kind of a narrative in this world into your life. And when they go ahead and violate it like that, it is absolutely, it's really like a very fundamental betrayal in a very personal way. And that's why we take it personally. Thank you, Arturo Longstrokes. Dayhawk666 with a $1.99 super chat. Hail, Dayhawk666. And Dayhawk asks, how's the last Empress, Akame ga Kill, and Three Kingdoms? Beyond the progress I had mentioned before, Dayhawk666, I have not made any progress. I have not had any time. I've not had any peace. And it is in the queue, though, brother, and I will let you know just as soon as I have something to report, Dayhawk666. But I want to thank you for the super chat. Thank you for continually reminding me to watch these things. I think they're awesome, and I need to check them out to be a literate and complete human being. Thank you, Dayhawk666, for helping to complete Doomcock. David Sastra. David Sastra with a $2 super chat. Hail, David Sastra. Now, David says nothing. David merely goes ahead and tosses the tip into the hat. And I just want to say thank you so much for the support. Really, really appreciate that. Now, I've got a couple of super chats here that I turned up. Turns out that Bionic Belly Button was quite correct. I left these super chats on the floor. They came in late, and I didn't refresh the screen. And I see them all now, and I'm going to go ahead and address these right this minute. So I apologize so much for this, but better late than never. We've got 2 super chats from Vince and Repeat. Hail, Vince and Repeat, with a $14.99 Australian super chat and a $7.99 Australian super chat. Hail, Vince and Repeat. I'm so sorry that I missed this before, Vince. So very sorry. And Vince says, I tried to vote for you in the Australian election, but they wouldn't let me. Insert sad face here. Actually, I think I did get that. Actually, I think I did. But Vince, I appreciate your vote of confidence, sir. And I would have loved to have been elected in that election, but thank you for thinking of me. And also, Vince and Repeat says with a $7.99 Australian super chat, I think I actually got this too. See, it was just the tail end, and I'm so sorry for that. And he says, I tried to vote for as prime ministers today in the Australian election, but they wouldn't let me. Insert sad face here. So I think it's the same. I think it's the same for you as prime minister today. I think that's what he's saying. I tried to vote for you as prime minister today. So not only the Australian election, but also the goddamn prime minister of Australia. I would have accepted it. I would have accepted it, and I would have done a great job because I love Australia, and I love you guys. Thank you so much for the support. And I'm sorry if I did miss that. I thought I got those actually. Dalton Burchett with a $5 super chat. Hail Dalton! And Dalton says, regarding nuclear power, look into Galen Windsor. I shall, sir. I shall. I will. I've popped this into my browser. I may have even read this one. I'm not sure. Well, like I said, I think it was the trail end, but I'm very, very sorry. The nuclear scare scam. Okay. The nuclear scare scam. Of course, now there's this. This is, he's saying that it's a nuclear power scam, but you still can't go live in Chernobyl. And Fukushima is polluting the ocean with radioactive waste. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. I will check that out, but I am not at all convinced that it is a scam. I am not at all convinced it's a scam, honestly. But I thank you, Dalton Burchett, for that alternate viewpoint. Basil, with a $2 Canadian super chat. Hail, Basil. And he says, Superwoman and Wonder Man. Now, and I know I read that one. Boy, I think I just missed basically just a few at the end here. Thank you, Basil, for that. Proper Jenny. Proper Jenny with a $20 super chat. Hail, Proper Jenny. When are you going to transition back, Proper Jeremy? I miss you. And thank you, Proper Jenny. And he says, or she says, excuse me, oops. Sent you a DM for the council. Myself and the other Jeremys are very excited for this opportunity. If we could briefly break the ice one-on-one, I'd appreciate it. We'll do our best to make you comfortable as our guest of honor. I'm sorry I've dropped the ball on this, Proper Jenny, but I will get back to it. I do want to make an appearance with you guys, and I will make it happen. I'm sorry. My life is a busy one, and it's just, I'm so sorry, but I will be there. In fact, I will drop you a line after I get off of here. Thank you, Proper Jenny. Bionic Belly Button with a $5 super chat. Hail, Bionic Belly Button. And Bionic Belly Button asks, the first question asked to Shatner, boxers or briefs? After a moment, he said, depends. So fun. Thank you, Bionic Belly Button. You were right. You were right, Bionic Belly Button. I left off this super chat. I guess I forgot it. I guess I missed it. And so I apologize. And it won't happen again if I do it properly. Of course, these things are technically difficult, but Bionic Belly Button, thank you for your patience. Thank you for pointing this out to me. My mistake. Or my faux pas. And thank you so much for being one of my legionnaires. Oh, Belly Button of the Bionic Persuasion. Dayhawk666 with a $1.99 super chat. Hail Dayhawk666. And he says, to Harvey's release, come and get me. I'll wait for you.
Well, Dayhawk666, we shall see. My fine feathered fink, we shall see. When it comes, oh, brother, I'm coming right for you, pal.
Yeah, Dayhawk, you're starting to make it personal with Harvey. It's not a good idea. He's quite dangerous. He's quite dangerous. Thank you, Dayhawk666, for that $1.99 super chat and for your forbearance, sir. And finally, Dalton Burchett with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Dalton. And he says, Kirk, twinkle, twinkle. Well, is that like Kirk is Genie and is doing, or Samantha? And Samantha's wiggling her nose and Kirk is, I don't know. Kirk, twinkle, 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 little Kirk. Oh, I wonder why. You're a Jimmy. I don't know. But Dalton Burchett, I do know that I appreciate appreciate your super chat and your listening. Thank you, sir, very much. And that concludes our Super Chat Square Up. I want to thank all of you for your patience, and I hope that I will see you at the next live stream. Well, I guess actually tonight. Hang in there, you guys, and don't forget to stay angry.